Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Today I'm sharing the cards I made using Love From Lizi's April 2022 card kit. The theme is Hey Girl. As I'm recording this voiceover, the kit and most of the add-ons are still available, and I will have links provided in the description box below. I'll be using the kit and several of the add-ons for my cards. This kit is full of bright and cheerful colors and also lots of holographic shine. So I do apologize if I blind you a little bit from my overhead lights and that holographic finish. Let's get started with card design number 1. I'm using a card sketch from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 526. The kit includes a sheet of cut aparts, so I thought I would use this one, Fries Before Guys. Isn't that fun? I layered the cut apart on some white pearlescent cardstock, and that is one of the add-on bundles you can purchase. I love Lizi's pearlescent cardstock. For the background, I'm using 2 different pattern papers. This pink design with the little scripty drawings of the women in the background is part of an add-on. It's the Hey Girl pattern paper add-on set. The bottom, this teal piece, it looks like solid cardstock, but it's actually the pattern paper that's included in the kit. It has a linen look, but it's nice and smooth. I'll layer both of those on the same white pearlescent cardstock and then again on some bright pink cardstock. Between those 2 pattern papers in the background, I did add a peel off, and this is the pink holographic color in the pinstripe style. It's a lovely pink color and it's super sparkly from the holographic finish. For finishing touch, I'm adding a pink bow to the left of the fry image, and this is some of the ribbon that's included in the kit. I adhered it using a small glue dot. I'll also add a few of the mini star peel-offs in the pink holographic color. Put a few of them in the lower right-hand corner, a few in the upper left-hand corner, and a couple around the sentiment. Lizi just recently added some of the holographic colors to her mini shape peel-off line. So there's pink holographic, gold holographic, and also silver holographic. And they're now available in the mini stars, the mini hearts, and the mini circles. I love using them for embellishments. So there is my finished card, and this is card design number 1. For card design number 2, this sketch is from Sugar Pea Designs. This is Sugar Sketch number 8. If you are interested in any of the card sketches I use in this video, I do share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. That link is provided in the description box below, or you can simply head over to KristieMarcotte.com. And all of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4¼ inches by 5½ inches. The 2 pattern papers I'm using for this card are both from the Hey Girl add-on pattern paper pack. It's a 6x8 paper pad and there are 25 sheets. Most of the pattern paper that's included in this month's kit has a very solid look. It's just that very light linen design. So if you want to add a little extra pattern paper, this add-on pack is perfect. So I'm using this fun star paper for the background. There's also a sheet of lots of women, different colors and styles. Most of them are wearing really cute sunglasses, so that's fun. It was hard to cut it down since no matter what direction I cut it, I would be cutting off part of one of the ladies. But I managed to focus on the 6 on this pattern paper. I know 3 of them will be covered up by this teal colored banner. Now before attaching the banner, I did add some scrap pieces of cardstock to the very right and left where it goes over the lady pattern paper, just to keep everything nice and level. For sentiment, I'm using the fun alphabet tiles that are included in the kit. And as you can see, they are holographic, so they're super shiny. I'll be spelling out the word hello. And these do have a bit of dimension, so I'm trying not to have them actually sit on top of each other. Instead, I'm angling them back and forth just for a little extra interest on the card. For a few finishing touches, I'll be adding some of the mini circle peel-offs in the silver mirror color, putting 3 of them to the left of that pattern paper. I'll also add some sparkle to all of the sunglasses. I love all the different styles. These are so fun. I'm using a glitter brush from scrapbook.com. It's just a clear glitter. And then I'll add a yellow bow underneath the sentiment, just attaching it using a glue dot. The ribbon is included in the kit, but it does not come pre-tied in these cute little bows. I did this off screen. So there is my finished card, and this is card design number 2. For card design number 3, the card sketch is from MFT. This is number 561. For the background paper, I'm using one of the linen pattern papers, and I cut this out using a stitched rectangle die. Put some ATG tape on the back, and I'll also add some liquid adhesive along the very outside edge since it does have that stitch detail. It'll just help to make sure everything lays down flat. I'll layer this panel on some dark blue cardstock. The kit does include cardstock, but I bring in extra cardstock since I love lots of layers on my cards. I'll put my card front onto a card base, and for this card I am leaving that 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. I will be adding some of the pattern paper, and this is from that Hey Girl add-on pattern paper pack. I'll layer it on the same dark blue cardstock. Next, I'll add a couple of peel-offs to the lower portion of the card. This is the pinstripe style in a brand new color. This is blueberry, and this sheet is included in the kit. I'm adding a medium width and also the narrowest width. And I'm using my craft knife to cut off the very end. Many times I like to wrap it around the back, but I forgot to add them, so instead I'll just use the craft knife to trim it off. I love that Lizi includes a full sheet of peel-offs in every kit, and she also sells 4-pack peel-off bundles, which are a really good price. She usually has at least 2 that coordinate with the kit, and this month she has 3 since there's a new holographic pinstripe style. For the banner that goes across the card, I'm using that same dark blue cardstock. Just cut a fishtail on the right side. Before adhering it, I'll put some of the scrap cardstock pieces on the very left side where it goes off of that floral pattern paper. Then I'll adhere it using some liquid adhesive. And my favorite liquid adhesive is Barely Art liquid glue. It holds really nicely. It does have just those few seconds of wiggle room, so you can adjust everything first. Instead of the circle element on the sketch, I'll be adding a couple of ephemera pieces that are included in the kit. I have this heart that says Love Yourself, beautiful gold foil finish in the background, and then also a little flower. And I am popping these up using some thin foam dimension. I attach the heart first, and part of the flower will overlap that left side of the heart. Then to finish off the card, I'll add some of the sequins that are included in the kit. I'm using just the gold color. Trying to decide if I wanted to use the larger gold and the small gold, but I end up only using the small size. The kit includes a sample size bag of the sequins, and if you love using sequins, you can always purchase the full size bag as an add-on. So I'm being very indecisive, trying to figure out where I want to place all these sequins. I'm using an embellishment wand to pick those up, adding that small drop of liquid adhesive, and then placing them on my card. And I like to use the opposite end of the embellishment wand to press those sequins down. So there is my finished card, and this is card design number 3. For card design number 4, I won't be using a card sketch this time. I have some of the 12 by 12 cut apart paper using the back side, so it's this lovely pink argyle design. I'm adding a couple of black pinstripe peel-offs to the very bottom of this panel. I'm using the medium and also the narrowest width. And this time I'm cutting those peel-offs a little bit wider than the panel and just wrapping those ends around the back. I'll put some ATG tape on the back of this piece and layer it on some black pearlescent cardstock. And you could see I did cut a square out of the center, and I will be using that here shortly. I don't want to leave that big cutout though, so I did use some scrap cardstock and cut another square and just filled it in. Of course, I ran out of my ATG tape, so I just quickly grabbed my liquid adhesive, put my card front onto a card base. Now I'll be adding this beautiful holographic Polaroid frame. I put some double-sided tape on the back side, and here I'm bringing in that black pearlescent square that I cut out of the background. Put liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it to the card at an angle. I did put my acrylic block on top just for some added weight while I let that glue adhere. Now I'll add one of the ephemera pieces, and I did pop it up using some foam dimension. Another add-on that's available are these fun enamel stickers. Thought about putting the girl power, it looks like a battery, but it didn't look quite right. So instead I pulled out the sticker sheet that's included in the kit. Selected 3 of the pink flowers and put them in the lower left-hand corner of this Polaroid frame. I'm trying to add a few flowers in that upper right-hand corner, but I didn't really like the look, so I took them off. There are so many stickers on this sheet, and many of them do have that holographic finish, so it's really shiny. The sheet also has some sentiments on the bottom on one side, so I decided to add the sentiment Girls Rule. And to finish off the card, I'll add a few of the pink holographic peel-offs in the mini circle style, using the very smallest circle and adding 3 of them on the right side of that Polaroid frame. The mini circles are very small, so it does help to have a pair of reverse tweezers. I also wanted to add just a little more to that black background, so I'm putting some of the black mini star peel-offs. I'll tuck some of them underneath the Girl Power ephemera piece, just scattering them all over that background. Can't really see them in the video, but it does add almost an embossed look with all these mini stars. Lizi's peel-offs are my favorite embellishment. I use them as often as I can. She has several different styles and also colors. The pinstripe is the most popular, so there are more colors for that style. So there is my finished card, and this is card design number 4. I love all that pink. For card design number 5, I have some white pearlescent paper for the background and also some holographic cardstock. And this is one of the add-on bundles that's available. I didn't want to waste that cardstock, so I did cut out a scallop rectangle from the center, and then I'll just fill that in with some scrap cardstock. And I do apologize. Apparently, I thought I was recording at one point, but I didn't. I used some of the blue holographic peel-offs and lined the very right and left-hand side. Then I used the 3 dies that are included in the kit and cut them out from some of the pattern paper that's also included in the kit. I inlaid the words using another color, so I have it in the green, blue, and yellow. I thought those looked really fun together, and I did pop up all those sentiments using some foam dimension. Then I put just 3 of the holographic mini stars around the sentiment. And I did end up making 2 cards since I had all those pieces from the die cuts. For card design number 6, the card sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 506. I'm using some more of the white pearlescent cardstock and also some of the rainbow holographic cardstock. This is a bundle that's available as an add-on. I'm not sure if it's still available. I believe it may have sold out already. There are 8 different colors included in the bundle, and they are so shiny. I selected 3 colors. I have purple, blue, and pink. Cut a thin strip and added it to the lower right-hand corner. I mean, look at all that beautiful shine. So pretty. As a full sheet, the holographic cardstock can be overwhelming, but if you add just that small piece, I think it looks beautiful on a card and it adds so much shine. I layered this panel on some dark pink cardstock and put my card front onto a card base. For this sentiment, I'm using one of the ephemera pieces. This is Hey Girlfriend. I'll pop up that ephemera piece using some thin foam dimension, add it on top of a blue circle die cut. And I decided to pop up that circle as well. So I'm using some more of the thin foam dimension. I'll remove the release paper and adhere it to the card. I am following this sketch fairly closely. With all of that shine, I didn't think this card needed a lot of embellishment, but I am adding 3 of the star gems that are included in the kit. Now they don't have adhesive on the back, so I'm putting them on a small glue dot first. Put 2 in the upper left-hand corner and 1 to the right of the sentiment. So there is my finished card, and this is card design number 6. For card design number 7, I'm using a card sketch from Sugar Pea Design. This is Sugar Sketch number 20. I love this cut apart. It's a bunch of daisies in the shape of a heart. I rounded all of the corners on that cut apart. For the background, I'm using another pattern paper that's included in the kit, sort of a rust orange color. Then I have some gold pearlescent cardstock and some orange cardstock from my stash, using those for the strips on the very left. I also layered that background pattern paper on some of the gold pearlescent cardstock. You'll just see that 1/8 of an inch around the outside edge, but it adds a lovely shine. I'll adhere the 2 strips down using some ATG tape, and I cut the ends at an angle using my scissors. I'll adhere the orange strip first, then I'll put the gold right on top. Now before I adhere the cut apart to the card, I am adding some scrap cardstock since it's going over all of those other layers with the strips. I'm using some blue cardstock that's sitting on my desk. You won't see it once it's attached to the card. So I like to lay that piece down on my card, run my finger over the top of that cut apart just to feel if I need to add any other layers. So I have this strip on the very left and then the larger piece on the right side. And then I'll adhere it to the card. For a few finishing touches, I'm using one of the enamel stickers, and this is one of the add-ons that's available. The sentiment is "Yes, Girl." And it has this beautiful gold finish, but the center is more of a vellum, so you can see some of the flowers through the words. I'll also add a few of the gold sequins, this time using the larger and the smaller size. I'll put 2 in the upper right-hand corner and 1 in the lower left-hand corner. I'm using my embellishment wand to pick up those sequins, adding the small drop of liquid adhesive and then pressing them in place. And there is my finished card. I love the assortment of colors that are included in the kit. There's lots of pink, which is great, but it's nice to have some other colors as well. For card design number 8, I'm using a card sketch from Sugar Pea Designs. This is sketch number 52. I selected this beautiful floral pattern paper for the background, and this paper is from the Hey Girl add-on set. Layer it on some dark blue cardstock, put my card front onto a card base. For the thin strip that goes across the card, I'm using the pink linen pattern paper, adding it to a scallop border, and I cut that out from the same dark blue cardstock. And I'll attach that to the card using ATG tape. Now the kit includes this interesting gem-like ribbon. You could use the whole piece, but you can also cut it apart. So I decided to cut off one of the strips, although I think I actually cut off 2 of them. It has this little mesh lining, so you can leave some of that on, but I tried to cut as close as possible to those rhinestones. Then I flipped over the strip and I'm putting some 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape on the back. You could also attach these using some liquid adhesive, but the 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape worked really well. Remove the release paper, and I missed adding it to one of those little gemstones. So now I can remove the release paper. And on this sketch, it's probably hard to see on the video, it has these teeny tiny little dots above that scallop border. So that's why I decided to use this gemstone ribbon strip. And since the strip isn't wide enough to go all the way across the card, I did need to cut 4 more of those little gemstones and attached it to the right side. But I don't think anyone could tell that that's not one full strip. For the sentiment, I'm stamping "Strong is the New Pretty," stamping it on some pink pearlescent cardstock, and this is included in the Pearlescent cardstock bundle. Now, since I am stamping on pearlescent cardstock, it takes a little while for that ink to dry, and sometimes it doesn't dry completely. So I'm using the Glossy Clear embossing powder and heat setting it. So now I won't have to worry about that ink smearing at all. Even if you don't do a lot of heat embossing, the Glossy Clear embossing powder is a nice one to have on hand. I trimmed off the bottom portion of the circle following the sketch and adhered it to the card using liquid adhesive. And I did put my acrylic block on top just to let that glue adhere. Now I'll start working on the banner in the upper right hand corner. I don't have any dies in that particular shape, so I decided to cut my own. Start with the fishtail on the bottom, then I'll cut an angle from the lower right hand corner toward the top. And since I'm not very good at doing it opposite, I like to just flip over that banner and repeat the cut. So again, cutting from the right corner toward the top just to add a slight angle. I used some of the silver holographic peel-offs, the narrowest width, and put 2 of them at the very top of that banner. Then I adhere it to the card using some liquid adhesive. One final finishing touch, I'm using some of the ribbon. This is the white, tying a small bow, put a tiny glue dot on the back side, and I'll adhere it underneath the sentiment. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. I love that floral paper, it's so pretty. For card design number 9, I'm using the large heart background stamp that's included in the kit. I have it all set up in my regular Misty. The ink color I'm using is All That Jazz from Catherine Pooler. I did ink it up twice, and I didn't worry about getting all the outside edges since I cut down this strip to 2 1/4 by 3 5/8 inch. The card sketch I'm using is by Sugar Pea Designs. This is their Sugar Sketch number 28. I rounded 2 of the corners on the right side. Then I'm layering this piece on some dark blue cardstock. Using another beautiful floral pattern, just this narrow strip. The background is some more of the linen pattern paper that's included in the kit. It's a beautiful teal color. I'm also adding a strip of this pink grid paper across the back of the card. I'll use some of the new peel-offs, adding it to the very edge of that pattern paper, using the narrowest width. This blue is so pretty. It matches beautifully with my dark blue cardstock. Put some ATG tape on the back of this panel and layer it on some more dark blue cardstock. And I can put my card front onto a card base. And for this card, I am leaving that 1/8 of an inch of the white cardstock showing. My cardstock layers, I generally add an additional 1/8 of an inch to the measurements listed on the card sketch. I'll attach that floral strip down first. Before adhering the heart paper, I will put some scrap cardstock just on the very right-hand side where it goes off of the floral paper. Then I'll adhere it to the card using some ATG tape. Now I am changing this sketch up a bit. I'm adding a stitch circle die cut, and I use some of the white pearlescent cardstock for that. I'll adhere it to the card using some liquid adhesive. Now using the sticker sheet that's included in the kit, I'm trying to decide what I want to add, and I keep changing my mind. But I end up selecting 3 of the hands, and it has this beautiful floral bouquet around the wrist. Now I'm just trying to arrange them on the circle. And even once I think I have them situated, I'll move them again. For the sentiment on the card, I'll be using another sticker, this time Yeah Girl. And I'll put it in the lower right-hand corner. So the right side will be going off of that stitch circle. I'll add a small scrap piece of cardstock underneath that area so it doesn't dip down. Then to finish off the card, I'll add a few of the mini circle peel-offs in the pink holographic color. They add such a beautiful shine without all the extra dimension. I was so excited when I saw Lizi added the pink holographic peel-offs to the mini shape line. I do like having the gold and silver holographic as well. They'll be perfect for embellishments. So there is my finished card, and this is card design number 9. For card design number 10, the sketch is from Sugar Pea Designs. This is Sugar Sketch number 38, and I'm not really following this sketch very closely at all, really just the first step. So I have some beautiful pink daisy pattern paper, cut some narrow strips to add to the very outside edge, using some of the pink grid paper in the center. And I'll add some of the pink holographic peel-offs in the pinstripe style along the edge of that grid paper, using my craft knife to cut the very ends. I'm using the widest width of the pinstripe. Lizi also sells the straight design, which is a little bit wider. I think it's about 1/8 of an inch. I think the widest on the pinstripe style is about 1/16 of an inch. I'll put my card front onto a card base, and this is where I'm completely changing the sketch. I'm adding this fun frame, and I cut this out from some white pearlescent cardstock. Then I'll be adding an assortment of ephemera and sticker pieces. The sentiment is looking good, and I did pop that up using some foam dimension. I like how it's a speech bubble. Now I'm selecting a variety of stickers, focusing mostly on the pink images. So I have the pink jacket, a couple pair of pink sunglasses, pink flowers, and also some pink stars. I was trying to add in one of the pink shoe stickers, but it didn't look quite right. On the little stars I add on the very right side. In the video, I only put one, but later I did attach one more. I like the look of having the 2 stars. Then I'll add one extra sentiment, the girl power. I think having that yellow really ties in with some of those pink and yellow images. Put some scrap cardstock on the very right side of that sentiment before adhering it to the card. So there is my finished card, super pink and very sparkly. I was having so much fun making cards, I decided to have a bonus. So using the linen pattern paper, I selected 5 different colors and also 3 different sizes of star dies, and these are by Sunny Studio. I love all the vibrant colors together, so pretty. I'm putting liquid adhesive on the back and gluing down all of those stars, rotating the sizes and the colors. For the background, I did use more of the white pearlescent cardstock. If you hadn't noticed, I love using white pearlescent cardstock. I did speed up this portion quite a bit. It's just me gluing down lots of stars, so creating this little wave of stars in the background. This would be a fun design to finish off a paper pad when all you have left are those really small pattern paper scraps. But I love the look of all these colors. You could also use just solid cardstock, but it's a bonus that it has that slight linen look. Now I have some of the stars going off the very edge. So I just flipped over the panel and trimmed those off. I'll be stamping the sentiment directly onto the card. I had it all set up in my mini MISTI, but I think I had one of those purple stars a little lower than anticipated, so I did need to readjust that sentiment. And this is a sentiment that's included in the kit. Love yourself. I'll put my card front onto a card base, and since I did stamp that sentiment on pearlescent cardstock, I was just really careful not to touch that sentiment when I was adhering my card front onto my card base. To finish off the card, I'll add some of the mini star peel-offs in the gold holographic color, just putting them randomly around all of those stars. This is a very simple design, but I love how it turned out. I think it's my favorite card. but do let me know which card is your favorite. So there is my finished card, and I did end up making 2 using this design. Now here's another look at the 14 cards I made using Love From Lizi's April 2022 card kit. The theme is Hey Girl. As I'm recording this voiceover, the kit and most of the add-ons are still available. I do have links provided in the description box if you are interested in any of the products I used in this video. This is a monthly kit, so quantities are always limited. The only way to guarantee receiving a kit is to sign up and subscribe. And I do have links for subscribing in the description box below. Love From Lizi always has unique kits, and they are packed full of products. If you're not interested in subscribing, you can also purchase the kit individually if it is available. For more Love From Lizi inspiration, be sure to check out the rest of the design team. I did list their channels in the description box below. Now here's everything I still have left over. 3 full sheets of the cardstock and half a sheet. Still have a few of the cut aparts. And then the pattern paper, lots of scraps, and 4 full sheets. I have the stamp set. Most of the 12 by 12 sticker sheets. There are so many on this sheet. Here's what's left of that gem ribbon strip. I still have the sequins, lots of the ribbon, the 3 dies. Those are great to add to your stash. Most of the peel-offs. Then here's the rest of the ephemera. I have 1 more of the Polaroid frames and lots of the alphabet tiles. And 2 more of the star gems. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.